going to go ahead and get started. Like always, if you're currently not on mute, if you can go ahead and mute yourself. If you do have any questions during the talk, go ahead and just add it to the chat room, and I will get to those when I can. If you weren't able to download the workbook, it is at the top of the chat, so you can download it now, and you can kind of follow along either with the slide presentation or through your workbook. So again, thank you for joining me. Those of you that are on the Nutrition Challenge, this is our final nutrition talk. Those of you that are on a custom plan, or those of you that are possibly transitioning to a custom plan, these are going to be monthly occurring nutrition talks. So we'll start doing one a month, and every month the topic will change. So that's just going to be something that's offered to you moving forward. So tonight's topic is going to be on family nutrition. I am Sarah Coim. If you don't know me, I am the nutrition coach at CrossFit 1836. Thank you to those who answered the question in the chat, and we will answer questions during and also at the end. We'll open it up for some questions for you guys. So family nutrition, here we go. All right, so we're going to give you 3 tips tonight for how to plan or how to incorporate your kiddos or your entire family into your nutrition game. So the first tip number 2, is to plan out healthy meals and snacks. When you're planning out your healthy, balanced meals and snacks, think about these 3 things. Number 1, we want to include a variety of foods. Number 2, we want to balance out your macronutrients, so your protein, carbs, and fat. We want to make sure that all of your meals are balanced with those 3 macronutrients. And the third is we want sweets and treats to be in moderation. So the first thing is variety. Different colors mean different vitamins and minerals. So try to eat the rainbow and have different colored fruits and vegetables throughout the day. Balance. You want to incorporate all the food groups into every meal and snack: protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Balancing your plate will help you stay full, and you'll stay more satisfied throughout the day. So also having all of those macronutrients in your diet is essential. It's very important for growth. So definitely when we're talking about our kiddos, this is going to be something that's super important, making sure they're getting in those protein, carbs, and fat. Moderation. When you eat healthy, you will start to feel better and you'll have more energy. So stick with the plan, and if you want 1 treat a week, enjoy it and then move on. So make sure we want to have sweets and treats in moderation. I know if you've seen or followed us on social media at all, big thing right now is avocado truffles. I made some more today. It really is, guys, a great 3 p.m. snack. It really does help crave that sweet tooth. And also, since it is pretty balanced, it's got some avocado in it, that's going to help you stay full and be satisfied for longer. So when it comes to healthy eating, it is definitely a family affair. The foods and the beverages that you consume can affect your current and your future health. Did you know that 1 in every 3 children are considered overweight or obese in the U.S.? Research has shown that an obese 2-year-old has a 75% chance of being obese at the age of 35, and that an obese 19-year-old has an 88% chance of being obese at the age of 35. So what does this mean? It means that starting healthy habits at a young age is more important than we realize. Understanding nutrition and choosing whole foods and establishing healthy habits can create a good foundation for health. This is, of all the nutrition talks I've done so far, guys, I think this one hits home for me. I think as a child growing up, my parents are from Louisiana. Every meal had a lot of rice in it and a lot of roux and a lot of gravy. And I don't think, I don't feel like we ate bad, but we definitely weren't taught what a protein, carb, and a fat is. So for me, having young ones, my kiddos were singing a song in the car yesterday that was proteins and carbs make me strong. And it was just like, it made my heart feel good because at such a young age, they're already starting to create those habits and we're already establishing that good foundation for them as they grow. It's also important for you to practice what you preach. Adults and caregivers serve as role models for the family. If you're telling your child to eat their vegetables, but you're not finishing the ones on your plate, it's just not going to be sending a good message to your kids. You're just going to cause confusion and definitely resentment. So as the adult and the caregiver, you really want to lead by example. And when this is done, it just makes it easier for others to look up to you and to follow you, especially your little ones. I can promise you they are paying attention. Tip number 2, get the kids involved. Offer several healthy options from each of the food group and let them choose what they're going to do to pack their lunch. So I've seen it a few times before, and it's worked great, or I've seen it work, but people will take plastic baggies at the beginning of the week, and each plastic baggie, maybe one has some carrots, some cut up cucumbers, some cut up tomatoes, and each morning as your kiddos are making their breakfast or making their lunches for school, tell them they can grab one baggie from the top shelf and one baggie from the middle shelf and one baggie from the bottom shelf, and you have each macronutrient kind of spaced out on those shelves. So they're getting to feel like they're getting to make the choices, and then those choices are good choices for them. I had my lunchbox at the gym yesterday, and my kids are always hungry. I know you know that if you have a kid, but mine, I'm hungry. So I opened it up and I was like, you can have some raisins, you can have some baby carrots, or you can have a half an apple. Now, let me start by saying my kids are not perfect. We eat junk food, but they chose the mini carrots. Had I had a bag of Skittles or M&Ms in my lunchbox, they would have definitely picked that, but it wasn't what I had to offer them. So again, as the parent, you get to make these choices. And if we start with making these choices or having them make these choices at a young age, it's only going to help as they get older. So let them create their lunchbox. Once they're of age, not 3 and 4, but bring them to the grocery store. Let them be in there with you. Read those nutrition labels. Talk to them about different products in the grocery store, but let them be a part of it. Another way that you can get the kids involved is to block off time for meal prepping and let each kid help you with getting, maybe their meals or their lunches prepped for the week or maybe even for the next day. My kiddos are 3 and 4. Lydia loves to help me. She'll pick the grapes off of the vine and put them in a bowl for me to wash them. She loves doing that. They'll also help me prep the snacks. Like we do a yogurt snack with a spoon in it each week, and they'll help me put the spoons in the bags and zip it up. Does it take extra time? Yes, 100%. It takes extra time, but the value that they're getting from it and just the time that I'm spending with her, it makes it all worth it. So make sure you block off some time. Meal prep, I know doesn't always have to be in a rush, but just let your kids get involved and make them feel like they've done something. Encourage your kids to help out in the kitchen. When they get exposed to food preparation and cooking, it sparks curiosity and creates a relationship with nutrition. Ways that you can include them in the kitchen or helping prepare food, let them measure out ingredients. It's going to help with their math skills. Using measuring cups and scales, ask how much they would measure out if they were to double the recipe, or if we were to cut this recipe in half. Let them answer those questions for you. They can always help with the food preparation in the sense of washing those fruits and veggies, letting them peel different items when it's age appropriate. We talked earlier about those kale chips. That tearing up that kale into little pieces is a great opportunity for them to get involved. And obviously when it's age appropriate, allowing them to actually have a knife and chop some things is another way that you can incorporate them in the kitchen. They can help you assemble different the pulled chicken is what I think of. They can help you assemble that recipe, help you put it together. Lydia stood at the counter today and stirred the avocado and the chocolate together for the chocolate truffles. So that's a great thing for her. They can season different items. Let them make a dressing or design a garnish on top of an item. That would be something fun for them to do. Let them be your taste tester. That's a great way for them to help you out or to get them involved in the kitchen. And finally, let them plate their own food. Obviously, a lot of these items are when it's age appropriate, but let them help plate their own food. Some things that your kiddos can do outside of the kitchen. Some ways that your kiddos can help outside of the kitchen. They can let them suggest different meal ideas. Let them help you when you're filling out the family meal plan. Let them make some suggestions for the week. Again, they can help you grocery shop. Right now in our house, we're actually growing a garden. We're growing some cucumbers and some tomatoes and peppers in our backyard. And our girls get so excited in the mornings just to walk out there and see what has grown. We aren't able to do this in Kingwood, but another way that you can get them involved outside of the kitchen would be to raise some chickens. So that's another way that you can get them involved if you're able, if your HOA allows. Another great strategy is to make kid-friendly snacks. So we make healthy things fun and enjoyable. Making your own snacks helps you eliminate or helps you limit processed foods, which are going to be loaded with carbs and sugar. And most of those processed foods are very low on protein. So again, going back to the beginning, we're really going to want to make these snacks balanced. And it's really hard to do that if you're just purchasing something already processed in the store. Have the kids choose and make the healthy snacks that they want. Some of our our favorite snacks, the energy balls that you can find on the HSN recipe or the HSN website is a great one. There's a great example on here, those ants on a log, where it's just celery with some peanut butter or raisins or dried cranberries. Lexi, I know you can chime in here, girl. I know you have a lot of great ideas from her days at Good Shepherd teaching the little ones. Turkey and a hummus roll-up is another great snack that you can pack for them. We do turkey and a cheese stick rolled up. My kiddos absolutely love that. So that's another option for a snack. Have fun.
I will say,
go ahead.
Go on Pinterest. Pinterest has tons and tons and tons of ideas for snacks that kids just absolutely love to do and create. Just have like little bowls set up and then let them create away.
Another thing we've done before is taking like a skewer stick with the different fruits that are chopped up and letting them make little fruit skewers. They love to doing that. So that's another good idea for them. Again, it takes a little extra time, but I promise you it's worth it. Also, make the food fun. So you could make different shapes out of your bread, different shapes out of the meats, cheeses, fruits, veggies, anything like that. Create lunch themes. Maybe one day's rainbows, another day's animals, favorite TV shows. A great idea I've heard before is to make Friday a try day. So every Friday, you're going to encourage your kids to try something new. It could be a new food or a new preparation method of something they didn't like before. So Fridays are a try day. Replace that Pizza Friday with a try day. That would be a great idea. Another important thing is just to make the drink of choice water. School-aged kids need to drink between 6 to 8 cups of water per day. And we live in Texas. It's even more here with the weather and the activities that they are doing outside. So make water the drink of choice. Get them a reusable water bottle. I'm going to put Michelle on the spot. Pottery Barn, the Dunn kiddos have some great water bottles. I asked her this week. It was Pottery Barn, right?
Yeah, Pottery Barn.
Yeah, and they always go on sale. I feel like their backpacks and their water bottles during the summertime sometimes will usually go on sale. But get a good reusable water bottle. Establish and encourage a hydration goal. Make it a challenge for them. We did this week at the ranch with a 16-year-old, and she was so proud of herself when she got through 6 cups. So make it a game for them, challenge them, encourage them. It's going to be, just a fun way for them to get, more water in. Also with kiddos, don't forget, you can flavor their water with different slices of fruit and veggies. So they have some really cool infuser water bottles that have a section where you actually put the fruit in that's separate from the water. It all mixes together, but y'all know what I'm saying. But try one of those. It would be fun for them just to infuse their water with different things. Encourage your kids to eat the rainbow. A balanced diet includes all of the food groups, veggies, fresh veggies, frozen veggies, baked kale chips, grilled veggies, or air fried veggies are all great options. We need a lean protein, so your chicken breasts, lean ground turkey, lean and low sodium deli meat, eggs, beans, nuts. Those are all going to be, or eggs and beans, those are all going to be some lean protein options. And then a low fat dairy needs to be included in your kiddos' diet. Milk, low fat cheese or cottage cheeses. My kids love cottage cheese, guys. I think sometimes as the parent, things that we may not love or are not common, we think our kids are automatically not going to like it. And so don't automatically assume that they are not going to like something. Cottage cheese, for me, the texture isn't amazing, but my kids absolutely tear it up. So just because it's not your favorite doesn't mean you shouldn't at least let the kiddos try it. Low sugar and Greek yogurt is another great option for them. Also, we want to include whole grains into their diet. Rice, pastas, sprouted sandwich bread or wraps, quinoa, or whole grain tortillas are also things that we want to keep in their diet to keep it balanced. Tip number 3, utilize different cooking methods and recipes. Someone mentioned this earlier in the chat. You have to try a new food 10 times before your taste buds can really decide whether you really like the food or not. That means you have to try a new food 10 times before you can say you don't like it. It has to be 10 different times. So it's not just 10 bites during the same meal. Remember, this is if you have a picky eater or eaters in your family, make them try things more than once. Just because they don't like steamed broccoli doesn't mean they won't like it, prepared a different way. So try roasting it, sauteing it, air frying it, or grilling it. Maybe you season it differently. Most kids seem to prefer a crunchy texture with their veggies. And so, things like broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots, keep them crunchy and see if your kiddos will like it that way. Michelle, you're killing me. See if they'll like it that way. But again, you have to try something 10 different times, not 10 bites. Cook it 10 different ways before you can really decide, yes, I like it, or no, I don't. Some of our favorite tools when utilizing different cooking methods include the crock pot. I love my crock pot or my pressure cooker because you can just set it and forget it. It's great to utilize when you're meal prepping in batch, your protein staples. Our favorite, I've mentioned it before, is that pulled chicken recipe. I can put it in the pressure cooker or in the crock pot. So in the crock pot, it's going to take you a couple hours. But if your crock pot will do the pressure cooker, I literally can throw frozen chicken into my pressure cooker, season it like the HSN pulled chicken recipe calls for, set it for 15 minutes, and from frozen chicken, I can then shred it into pulled chicken in 15 minutes. So definitely, if you don't have a crock pot or a pressure cooker, probably should invest in one of those. You can also use the crock pot to make different soups, stews, sauces, casseroles, and even some of the oatmeal recipes on the HSN recipe call for going into the crock pot. So definitely the crock pot is something that you can use for different cooking methods. The air fryer, I've heard, is seriously a game changer for families. Anyone on here have an air fryer? You can say yes. Dawn, is it as amazing as people say?
Yeah, and actually, it was supposed to come tonight. It's going to come tomorrow. It's a lid that goes on my Instapot that turns it into an air fryer.
Sweet. So what are some of your favorite things in the air fryer?
You can pressure cook with air frying?
Yeah. I'll do buffalo wings. I'll do some wings. That way I know that they're not fried.
Okay.
I'll crisp them up there.
French fries.
What?
French fries.
Yeah.
Oh, chicken strips.
Chicken strip. Oh yeah, we do chicken nuggets that the kids love. That we do in the air fryer all the time. So
my dad just did sun-dried tomatoes from our garden, or from his garden, in the air fryer this past weekend.
That sounds amazing. I know Lori McDowell, I think you're on here. She did the buffalo cauliflower from HSN's recipe. It calls for going in the air fryer to crisp it up. Sounds amazing. Another good idea in the air fryer are Brussels sprouts to make those crispy and crunchy. So again, kids really just like that crunchy texture. So this is a good way, for you to get them to try new things. It can also be used to make fruit and veggie chips for healthy snacks. So something like strawberries or something like that, you could chop those up thinly and throw those in there to make those crispy. That's very true. Michelle said a good thing about the air fryer is you don't have to wait on the oven to preheat. God, that drives me crazy. Ours takes forever. Muffin tins are great because they are already portioned and easy for kids to work with. So some of our kid-approved muffin tin recipes from the HSN website include the egg muffins, the blueberry protein muffins, and the meatloaf muffins. So this would be a great item to have in your kitchen when your kiddos are helping out. Baking and roasting method is our favorite for veggies like broccoli and sweet potato. If you haven't tried the panko crusted chicken, it is a kid-friendly recipe that is really healthy and yummy. The best part about if you're using the oven besides the preheating that Michelle just talked about is that you can cook your entire meal at once. So like for instance here, put your your potatoes on one baking sheet, the panko chicken on another, and then your veggies, throw it all in the oven at once, set it, forget it. You can take care of other things like bathing your children if your husband won't do that for you, and then your dinner's ready as soon as they're out of the bathtub. So thank you so much for joining me today on this nutrition talk for families. Remember that you can make eating healthy a family affair by 1, planning out healthy, balanced meals and snacks, 2, getting the kids involved, and 3, utilizing different cooking methods and recipes. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me again. I'm going to say it, I said at the beginning, if you are a challenge participant, thank you for joining me. My custom nutrition people, this is going to start being a monthly thing. We're going to start doing one nutrition talk a month. So you will continue to see these different topics after this week. So I'll send this out to you in an email later tonight, but thank you guys so much for joining me, and we'll see y'all soon.